This episode of Earn Your Happy is sponsored in part by Shopify, Constant Contact, Cozy Earth, Airbnb, and OpenPhone. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/happy. Constant Contact's award-winning marketing platform is here to make marketing way easier and way more effective. Try Constant Contact free for 30 days at constantcontact.com. Where would you live for a year if you hosted your home on Airbnb and went on an adventure? Find a co-host at airbnb.com/host. Sleep cooler, lounge lighter, stay cozy. Go to cozyearth.com and use code EARN for 40% off. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. OpenPhone is offering my listeners 20% off of your first 6 months at openphone.com/earn.
If you want to change identity, you want to quantum leap. It's kind of like getting sober. You're addicted to your old self. You're addicted to your old habits. So what did I do to get sober? I got a sponsor. I did the steps. I went to the meetings and helped others. So what do I do now that I want to quantum leap and shift? I get a sponsor, which is a coach. I do the steps, which is the inner work. I go to the meetings, so I go to masterminds, and then I help others.
I think people forget that whenever we go to set a new goal, you have to follow that plan, or it's literally not going to work. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Earn Your Happy podcast. It's Lori, and I am so excited about this next episode. If you are ready to build up some new habits and get a roadmap for exactly how to do that, you guys, there is an exact formula of how to make yourself successful. Of course, it's going to look different for everyone, but if you follow the things that we talk about in this podcast, I'm telling you, it is life-changing. And if you have not gotten your summer ritual, the one ritual that's going to totally change the game for bloat, for skin, and for that glow that we're all after, you have to try Glossy, you guys. It is the ultimate product that I spent so much time formulating because I wanted to solve my own problem of having better skin, more glowing skin, work with fine lines, wrinkles, and also hydration and bloat. So this is like the 1-2 punch in everything, especially if you are traveling. You guys have to go try it. It's at getglossy.com. And this 25% off coupon code is going to be going away because I wanted to give you guys 25% off. It's now been a year and a half. I want to make sure that you try it. Go check it out. Go to getglossy.com and give it a try. That is on your subscription. And I'm telling you, give yourself of course, 30 days, but wait until you hit your 3-month mark of drinking hyaluronic acid and these probiotics and this vitamin C and this incredible clinically studied, like I said, probiotic, but also magnesium. It's going to blow your mind. This is not your average ingredients. I'm telling you, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And you guys know that I am a picky biatch about things. So go and check it out. All right. Today on the podcast, we have Holly Carroll. She's a best-selling author. She's a luxury real estate powerhouse. And her true magic truly lies in her ability to blend business with belief. So if you've ever felt like you're stuck in the same loop, repeating the same habits, the same relationship, and the same version of yourself, this episode is going to shake that up in the best way. You guys, there is a lot of things that her and I have done that we were talking about on this episode that might feel cheesy, but I'm telling you, it has made us both quantum leap into our next level identity. So if you're craving change, but you feel weighed down by who you've been, and maybe you're totally underestimating the power of these little habits done daily, I'm telling you, this is going to help get you unstuck. So let's dive in. Holly, welcome to the Earn Your Happy podcast.
Thank you.
I'm so excited you're here.
Me too.
All the way from Canada.
Yep.
On your California world tour.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. I love this because you just wrote a book. I'm so excited about it.
I'm so excited.
I have written a book too. So whenever someone sits in this chair who has written a book, Kaylee, who is my brand coordinator, literally probably knows at this point, I'm going to ask about the journey of your book.
Right.
Because when you decide to write a book, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It is like you think you want to write a book and you really do, but you have to want to write a book.
Right.
So I want to know what at what point were you like, I have this message, I want it to come out, and then tell me a little bit about the book journey.
The message actually has been inside me for a very, very, very long time. And I talked about it a lot, but it was almost like a detachment. So I was like, I'm going to write a book. I even told everybody the name of the book. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't tell so many people the name.
So this was the name that you came out with.
Yeah.
Has been. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you knew it was going to be closing deals and heels. Like,
right.
For a very long time.
For a very long time.
Okay.
And I was just telling people about it but I wasn't even writing.
Okay.
And I went through a bit of a tough time about 3 years ago. And I wanted to go on vacation. And I'm not really the type of person that just wants to go on vacation all the time. I want to go for a purpose.
Yeah.
And there was a woman's writing retreat in Costa Rica. So I thought, okay, Costa Rica, check, kind of like a healing zone. Writing retreat so I can learn some stuff. And then maybe I'll actually put pen to paper and put my thoughts down, right?
Okay.
And the funny thing is when I started the book, I thought it was going to be completely different. It wasn't going to be as vulnerable. It wasn't going to be so much of me. It was going to be like the other books that I have read that, self-help and personal development.
So I'm going to help other people. That's for other people. It's not going to help me. Okay, great.
Right. So I wrote the first chapter of this book, which is the juiciest chapter. I go pretty deep at this writing retreat. And she basically was just like, just write it out, whatever feels in your heart. And so I just wrote it without really even like thinking about it. And we had to all talk about what we wrote and stand up and read it in front of everybody.
Oh God. Did you know you were going to have to do that?
No. But I was like,
she doesn't tell, of course, otherwise you wouldn't have written what you wrote.
Okay. Exactly. Right. I may have toned it down a little bit. So I stood up and read it, but it was kind of the first time that I had read it, not just wrote it. And tears were running down my face as I was getting through the chapter. I could barely see. It was on a computer. I could barely see what I was writing. And I was just like, just get through it, just get through it, just get through it. And by the end of the first chapter, everyone had stood up and gave me like a standing ovation.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm keeping that as the first chapter. And so 3 years later, I decided to write the rest of it. It took me that long to be vulnerable enough and brave enough to really tell the rest of the story. And I had to become the version of the person that is actually in the book.
So what happened from writing that and going to this retreat? Did you had the intention though of writing a book when you went, or was it like, okay, so from standing up and writing that to becoming the person who could now release it and tell the world about it? What were you feeling then? Like, what were some of the big obstacles and life themes for you then? And what did you go through?
Yeah, I think that I had a lot of shame of what people might think in the book. I talk a lot about just sort of my struggles, some of the things with alcohol, some of the things with the past version of myself.
Is that what the main shame was around? Just like...
Yeah, most likely. And the fact that I was in this relationship that was very toxic, I didn't necessarily want to talk about that because at the time I was still back and forth with that same person. So it was like, I didn't really want to believe or accept what was actually happening.
So were you hiding these writings from him at the time?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm writing about this right now. I know I should leave.
Yeah. Right. And so this winter, I decided, because I usually go away in the winter because it's very cold where I am and very isolating. So I decided that I was not going to go away and I was going to commit to writing. I was going to commit and I was going to have the identity of an author. And sometimes I'd write from like 6 a.m. to like midnight. And I just let it all pour out. The thing with that is that I actually saw all of the Hollys, and they all surfaced, healing surfaced, things that had happened surfaced. And it was quite uncomfortable to the point where it was painful. And I had to face it all, which was wonderful in the end. There was a couple of times where I was like, what am I doing? Like, do I even really want to tell the world all these stories? And then I just thought to myself, I kept hearing, my higher power in me, like, this is not just your chance to heal, it's for the world to heal.
What were some of the main things that you knew that if you got vulnerable around, that it would heal a lot of people?
Probably the alcohol portion for sure. Just not necessarily alcohol, but self-sabotage, the things that we do when we're about to level up. Obviously, relationships wise, And they're both correlated, which is funny.
Tell me how for you?
So just to give a little bit of a backstory, I quit drinking January 21st, 2021. Okay. And I quit drinking because it was so bad with my ex-boyfriend. Okay. I didn't really think I had a problem. I just was like, something has to be accountable for. I have to at least take accountability for it. And I feel like alcohol and the partying somehow is contributing to this. And the only thing I can do is my side of the street, right?
Tell me what life looked like at that moment in your relationship and just how you were using partying. Like, paint the picture for everyone where you were at.
Of course. So the good thing is the picture is painted as well in the first chapter to go a little bit deeper. But basically, we met and we were younger and we were having a lot of fun. And it was fun and it was glamorized until it wasn't. And the painful fights, the irritation, the being hungover, the stomach pains, all of those things just kept going on. And
oh my God. And like the anxiety, depression.
Yeah. And it became my norm. Right. And it got to the point where like, I didn't even know how to live or have fun or be sexual or any of those types of things without alcohol. Cause that's what I knew. That's what I was programmed by. Right. The alcohol, the partying, the fighting got so bad in Costa Rica. Oddly enough, this is the place I went back to write the first chapter.
Yeah.
So I went home and I thought, okay, I need to get some help. I need to just like figure this out for me. And then maybe we can get back together. Okay. So we did that. I got, sober and we got back together and nothing really changed. So I guess that was good to know. But I mean, now I have the occasional drink. It's not the same. I feel like now it's like the decisions that you make directly correlate with how much you love yourself. Right. So I'm not drinking like I was. I'm not partying like I was. I'm also not even thinking like I was.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to, I've found that in my life. Absolutely. I come from a background fairly similar, just with drinking and partying and using that as such a numbing.
Right.
Oh my God. Like the place that the thing that's related to joy, that just numbing out. And I found like I had to get away from it for a while in order to even figure out like how to cope with things as a normal person.
Totally.
It's so easy to like lean on different things. And throughout my life, I don't know for you if it's only been alcohol, but for me, I'd also like struggled with food. I've struggled with, like dating, men, just like the whole experience of what else can you numb out on. So yeah, it's like, it's one of those experiences that you have to kind of remove yourself. So when you were doing that, because I know that, we had something that you love to talk about is just the transition of becoming the person that you see in your mind.
Right.
First of all, tell me, were you able to like access that person and that vision even throughout this? Where you're like, oh my God, it was causing so much pain because you were so far out of alignment of who you were supposed to be. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So this winter was the main, cocoon to butterfly. And what was so painful is my old self was trying to bring me back. And so I saw the vision. I visualize every day as it is. And
were you visualizing then?
Yeah.
Where did you learn it? Like, where did you pick it up?
I've had many coaches. Okay. Dr. Joe Dispenza, whoever. Okay. Right. So I've been visualizing for a very long time. So I saw my identity was her, but my body took a while to catch up.
Yeah.
It almost made me sick.
Yeah.
A lot of times. Yeah, my reality. And it made me sick a couple times. And like, I kept hearing that inner voice still like, no, you're fine. Like, go, you're fine. You're staying here. And I just knew that if I just push through and push through and push through, that eventually I would become her.
So how was it showing up when you were like, when you say it was making you sick? I know for me, like I would wake up it was like every night at 1 or 2 in the morning.
Wow.
And I would just have anxiety and I would feel I'd feel like so frustrated and frantic and like the clock was ticking and like actually physically in pain, not to the point where I was like, oh my God, my body hurts, but like so uncomfortable in my life and my choices that felt like it was like forcing me out of it.
Yeah, I can agree with you completely. I mean, there's times where I actually was physically sick. Like I hold a lot of my stress in my stomach and I would just feel ill all the time. But I was like, I just know that this is part of it. And not like, I feel like I was on a fork of the road. Like I can literally just go back, which is quote unquote comfortable, which it wasn't comfortable.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We think the comfort zone is comfortable, but it's not.
It's the most uncomfortable spot. Totally.
Right. Or I could just power through. I mean, I did a lot of inner work in terms of talking to my higher power, which is basically my intuition and, you know, trusting a lot, surrendering a lot, you know, show me what I'm supposed to be. Show me what I'm supposed to do to, you know, become her fully. I mean, it's still a process, but it's definitely a lot easier. And I'm showing up as her, even if it doesn't feel fully real.
So what did that look like? You're starting to do these things. Had you broken up with that boyfriend yet? Or because you said it was this winter, what did that breakup look like? Like, what was that? Tell me about the experience of getting the confidence up to go and do this, because clearly this was something really challenging. Because I want people to hear, whether it's a boyfriend or a friendship, like what did that look like getting yourself ready for that conversation? And then how did you support yourself after?
So we were actually off and on for 5 years since the first time we broke up back in 2021. So this winter was the very last breakup. So it was actually the hardest breakup for me because I always felt like, oh, I can still go back there.
Right. You always left the door. Okay. So you always had a crack before this.
I think so. Okay. Yeah. And even though I knew it wasn't for me, it was still comforting in a way to know that I could always go back. So this winter really was, wow, I am officially like moving on. And that was heart-wrenching for me because, of course, you have no control. And that is no safety, the uncertainty, all of the words that are scary. And there was times where, you know, I couldn't deal with it. And I went on like a 3-day bender. I went to the liquor store and I drank. And I was like, you know, I could just have one. And then it turned to more just to numb out but that obviously didn't work. You can probably see where that went. But it was the time where I was just like, enough is enough. Like, you've done all this work. It's time. It's time. And I swear it was my higher power telling me that. Like, just get up and act like yourself, act like your highest version, and start moving in that direction. We will help you.
And so broke up. Obviously was not shocking to him though, because you had done this, right? You guys had like, were off and on.
Right.
How did you what did you do to stay committed to that decision? Because obviously you had him before.
Right.
So how did you what were the things that you had to put into your life to make sure you weren't going back or texting or falling back into the relationship?
I had to basically mourn the death of that relationship, mourn the death of me in that relationship. I had to let go of the potential thoughts that it could be. So basically when those thoughts would pop up, I'm like, nope, choose again. But the main thing for me was just trusting like the universe and being like, okay, I'm not supposed to be with this guy. Just help me just get through the day. Just let me get through the day. Help maybe somebody else, like whatever I need to do just to let this pain go away. And then we'll think about it tomorrow. And sometimes it was literally minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, until it wasn't.
So you said something that I used to use all the time. Well, I still use it all the time, but choose again.
Choose again.
Like, tell somebody who hasn't used that or understood that tool before how to use it.
Well, I find like the negative self-talk comes in a little louder
all the time. Yeah.
So it kind of hits you with a ton of bricks. And sometimes you're not even conscious of it until you're like almost in tears. You're like, how long have I even been thinking of that? So when this negative thought comes in, I am aware of it. And I'm like, choose again, choose something positive, similar to it, but like, nope. Sometimes I even yell out, not today. Not thinking that one today.
I'll literally say nope out loud. Like sometimes I'll slap the back of my hand and I'm like, no, like stop it. Yeah. Like, it's the observation, like stop sabotaging yourself.
Right.
Oh my God. Like, we deserve so much better. And it's crazy though, in the beginning for you, like I'd love to hear in the beginning when you first became so aware of that voice,
right?
Like it was so frequent. Sometimes I'd have to do it like hundreds of times a day.
Yep.
Is it a lot less now?
It is a lot less now. It is a lot less now, but I also say a lot more positive. So like, right. So my brain knows how to access it. It's not like choose again. And then I'm like, well, what do I choose? Yeah. Like I literally, you know, I have my affirmations. These go everywhere with me. Every time I go by a mirror, I'm like, you're fucking a badass. Like every time, can I swear?
Yeah, for sure. But like every time you still do that.
I'm constantly doing that. I'm constantly doing that. If I go to the washroom and I'm around, like I just did that when I went to the washroom here. I'm like, you're here for a reason. Your voice matters. Like I say these types of things. So I try to override it before I get it. Yeah. But don't get me wrong. This morning I woke up and I'm like, what am I even doing here? Like, is this book tour even what I should be doing? And I'm like, nope, choose again.
So that's what it's saying. Like, I think for everybody, I think they can look at someone like you or someone like me or someone who's out there doing it. And they literally think, oh, wow, they're cool, confident, have it all under control. That it couldn't be further from the truth. There's so many. Before I do podcasts with anyone, it literally is just like all of these different things bubble up from, I don't even know, like our 8-year-old selves, but it's all of these tools, which is exactly what your book is. We kind of just feel so compelled to write it because I feel like if the shit show of my life has gotten fairly under control, I'm like, I better give these tools to someone else. Cause it was crazy. Like people wouldn't even understand what a mess it was. It as in me. But I love hearing that. So like all of these like small, what sound small, but are actually really huge tools. Yep. And I know that had to be one of the loneliest journeys because at the time, what did the people who surrounded you look like your friend groups? Were they like super supportive? Were they like, girl, we got you. We're going to get you to the other side. Or what did that transition into like, I mean, going out of this life? That was probably, it sounded like it was somewhat looked glamorous on the outside, but sometimes the more glamorous it looks on the outside, the more trapped you can actually feel. Fair. Because those things can make you feel like you need them or want them or they're part of your identity. So what did that transition look like for you? Yep. Was it lonely? Was it, you know?
It was very lonely. It was very lonely because there was a whole identity shift, like you said, like complete identity shift. So I didn't recognize myself. So I didn't recognize my friends or family, right? And I don't know if anyone has actually like tried to get sober. It is like everything comes up. Feelings that you don't really know how to handle, like even being around your family is like, this is my family. And you're a little bit like annoyed. It's like PMS 24/7.
I understand that because that's how it was with me with food.
Right. And that's how it is with changing identities, period. Like you're not going to recognize the spaces that you were in before. You're not going to recognize the people or it's not going to be the same. Your perspective has completely changed. Right. And it's scary because nobody wants to be in isolation. Right. Isolation is basically prison. Yeah. Right. And then this winter, I went into an even more isolation, like past the sobriety. But this winter was a big quantum leap and a big identity shift. But because I was in the middle of nowhere, I mean, I live in Muskoka. It was the worst winter ever. I had nobody. Wow. But I loved it at the end because I had me and I had God. Like I had those two things. And the more you face yourself, the more you face the truth and the reality and, you know, that time with yourself, I feel like it was basically like boot camp.
In those moments of like wanting to grab a drink or being alone, did you lean to prayer? Did you like walk me through some days, like walk me through the days, the dark days?
So at the beginning of my sobriety, which was back in January 21, I had like a program, right? Okay. I had my brother and it was actually quite easy at the beginning. Because I wanted it so bad. I was like the pain was my motivator.
Got it. So the pain was like worse than any joy you could access.
Right. And it was like, this has to happen regardless. Okay. So I got into the program, did all this stuff. And I love talking about this because it's actually, I will correlate it with like someone that's not trying to get sober. Okay. So of course I got a sponsor. I did the steps. I lived with my brother who was also like 8 years sober and I was loving it. I was like loving how I felt. And then I so I was a year sober, and then I kind of got back into life. By the way, this was during COVID, so like nothing was really happening anyways.
Okay, so you were kind of we were all in some sort of bubble. So
Right.
you kind of were able to make a bubble.
Right.
Okay.
So then once the bubble lifted, I, wanted to socialize and go out and maybe date. That was extremely hard for me to date, because my programs were, you go out for dinner, you have a glass of wine, you feel a little loose, and I'm still honestly struggling with that in terms of the opposite sex and connecting, which is crazy because that's not real connection. But I got to be honest, I'm still dealing with that. But after a year, I was like, okay, I can reintroduce sort of alcohol into my life, and one glass at dinner is not going to be that bad. It wasn't. But there were a couple times where it was. And so I had to be like, do I want to just sort of be regular Holly, or do I want to be iconic Holly? And that was what this winter was about.
Wow. How did you keep accessing iconic Holly? Like, how do you do that? Sounds like you're a huge visualizer. So tell me about that.
So I visualize every morning and every night, and sometimes in the car before I go on the Earn Your Happy podcast.
Yeah. Totally. I feel you.
Right. Like just anytime I need to, I shut my eyes and I just like, I do a lot of talking to myself. So I say I'm iconic Holly, even though at first that felt really conceited or like weird.
Yeah, you're from Muskoka. Like people can look at you and think one thing, but I know where you're from and like what your heart is. And like people don't, you have to, your body probably rejects it. You know
it does.
I mean? Why did you choose that? And tell me the actual practice of like what that first starts looking like for people.
Well, Gabby Bernstein does this thing where she picks a word, right? And my coach does it as well. And it just came to me. I thought iconic, and I was like, iconic. And then I write, I am iconic almost every single day. Sometimes I'll just write it at the hotel paperwork, whatever it might be. So I was writing it first. Like I said, it felt weird. And then I was saying it, and I was writing it and saying it. And then I was believing it. Then I was moving like her or how I thought she would move. Right. And then it just became my word. And now people say it back to me. That's when you know. Sounds good to
You're
hear.
like, this really worked.
This really worked.
It's amazing. Okay. So tell me about, you talk about quantum leaps and jumping timelines. Explain that to somebody that doesn't understand what that means.
Right. So basically regular Holly to iconic Holly, so regular Holly would be at one timeline, just kind of doing the same stuff that she was doing, feeling the same ways that she was doing, going to the same places that she was doing. Iconic Holly, regular iconic, that's a big leap. That's a quantum leap. That's an identity shift.
Totally different things.
Totally
different
things.
People, different habits,
different perspectives,
clothes, literally everything.
Literally everything, right? From top to bottom, anything you could think of. So the process really starts with the identity first, right? Like you have to believe that that's even possible, which is probably the hardest part. And that's when the regular Holly tries to pull the iconic Holly back. And that's the fight. That's the sickness. That's the ill. That's the physical pain. That's all the things. And you swap those away and then you just keep believing it, regardless if it's showing up or not. And a lot of times it doesn't show up until all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, well, of course it's here. Now, like I knew that.
Okay. So if I wanted to jump a timeline right now,
right.
that would look like, you're saying that would look like, okay, I'm doing all of these habits right now. I'm with these people. If I wanted to jump timelines quickly, what would my actual like days start looking like?
Yep.
So what did iconic Holly's days start looking like in order to just all of a sudden become that other person?
Right. So I would get clear on what iconic Holly does, feels, says.
Okay. So you like wrote that out.
Oh yeah.
Tell me all the things she does and says.
Well, iconic Holly gets up and smiles. She thanks God.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does. She makes beautiful coffee. She takes her time. She flows. She takes that extra mile to love herself. Not every morning looks exactly the same. If iconic Holly needs a little bit more time in the mirror to say, I love you, she takes that extra time. Iconic Holly listens to herself. She listens to her guides. Iconic Holly also is kind to other people. Holly doesn't judge because she doesn't judge herself. You know, the list goes on.
What do her habits look like? Who does she hang out with?
Yep. Her habits are she hangs out with people that have the same things that she wants. Lori Harder.
I'll take it. I'll hang out with iconic Holly.
She has a coach. So like I said with the getting sober. So I kind of look at it as like, if you want to change identity, you want to quantum leap, you want to change timelines. Okay. It's kind of like you're addicted to your old self. You're addicted to your ex. You're addicted to your old habits. Okay.
Totally.
So what did I do to get sober? I got a sponsor. I did the steps. I went to the meetings and helped others. So what do I do now that I want to quantum leap and shift? I get a sponsor, which is a coach or a mentor.
Okay.
I do the steps, which is the inner work. Like anybody that doesn't do AA, right? I go to the meetings. So I go to masterminds. I go to meetings of people that are, thinking the same way, have big dreams. And then I help others do the same thing that I needed when I was there. It's a simple formula. And it's, my opinion, the only way. You could probably get there one day, but it would be a lot slower and it would certainly be a lot more painful.
Yeah. So I live in the cutest little walkable neighborhood, and recently the store Cozy Earth opened up, and I was so excited about it because, I just love being able to go on my walks every single day. You guys know I go twice a day. And being able to pass by and go in there because it has some of the best stuff. And one of the things that really got me was their bamboo sheets. You guys, they're temperature regulating, guaranteed to give you a comfortable night's sleep, made from viscose from bamboo. They're naturally wick away heat and moisture from your body, helping you sleep several degrees cooler. And you guys, Cozy Earth's mission is to transform your 5 to 9, the time that matters most, into the most comfortable part of your day. And let me tell you, they're absolutely helping me do that because sleeping in a cooler environment offers so many scientifically supported benefits that enhance sleep quality and overall health. Here are some key findings from recent studies and expert recommendations, which I sleep in a really ice cold room. You can ask my husband. I don't know if he loves it as much as I do, but deep sleep is so important to me. So enhanced sleep quality. Cooler temperatures facilitate the body's natural drop in core temperature at night, promoting the release of melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep. And this leads to faster sleep onset and improved sleep quality. It also helps with mood regulation. Cooler sleeping conditions can boost serotonin levels, contributing to improved mood and reduced symptoms of depression. And there's a reduced risk of night sweat. So for individuals experiencing night sweats, such as those undergoing menopause, perimenopause, cooler room temperatures can alleviate symptoms and promote uninterrupted sleep. So you guys, you can help yourself out with some sheets. I am telling you, these things are life-changing because deep sleep has changed my life. And I just feel like I have a different personality when I've gotten enough sleep. I feel like I have all of the energy that I need to get through my day and do all of the things that I have to do as an entrepreneur. So you can do this risk-free purchasing. It's a 100-night sleep trial. So you can try them during the hottest nights of the year, which are coming up. If you're not in love, you can return them hassle-free, but trust me, you won't. It's a 10-year warranty on all bedding products. That's a decade of cool quality sleep. You can upgrade your summer. Go to CozyEarth.com and use code EARN for 40% off best-selling temperature regulating sheets, apparel, and more. So trust me, you'll feel the difference the very first night. Sleep cooler, lounge lighter, stay cozy. Go to CozyEarth.com and use code EARN for 40% off. When you have a business, there are so many challenging things that you don't need to add more challenge by getting confused with your clients texting you or calling you on your own phone number. Let me tell you, there's nothing worse than knowing that you missed a text or a voicemail from somebody important in your business. And that's why OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system that streamlines and scales your customer communications. It works through an app on your phone or computer, so no more carrying 2 phones phones or using a landline. With OpenPhone, your team can share one number and collaborate on customer calls and texts like a shared inbox. That way, any teammate can pick up right where the last person left off, keeping response times faster than ever. Plus, say goodbye to voicemail because their AI agent can be set up in minutes to handle calls after hours. They can even answer questions and capture leads so you never miss a customer. So whether you're a one-person operation, drowning in calls and texts, or have a large team that needs better collaboration tools, OpenPhone is a no-brainer. OpenPhone is offering my listeners 20% off of your first 6 months at openphone.com/earn. That's OpenPhone.com/earn. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge. OpenPhone, no missed calls, no missed customers. When I first started Glossy, there were enough challenges that I didn't need to give myself more. And when you're starting off with something new, it just seems like your to-do list keeps on growing every day with new tasks, and often tasks that you have no idea how to do them. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything is a game changer. And for millions of businesses, including mine at Glossy, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started, just like mine. Getting started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand style, which if you go look at mine, I'm telling you, I love it. Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. So get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. You can easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/happy. Go to shopify.com/happy. Shopify.com/happy. I love that it's so interesting. I'm finding just so many parallels, like your AA journey, which was kind of your first kind of journey, right? Meaning like your first, like, oh, someone's helping me. Like I'm reaching out. I need help because I don't know how to get myself out of this.
Right.
And that informed everything else and just told you like, oh, there's a formula to this. Like I can lay this over anything to figure out how to get to the next place. I felt that same way with like the journey to being a fitness competitor or getting to stage was like, oh, I need help. I don't know how to do this. And then like the coaching, and here's your step one, you're setting this plan. You need these people around you. You're going to follow these things. When you struggle, you're going to reach out to these people because this is what they taught you and what they tell you. And I think people forget that whenever we go to set a new goal, you have to follow that plan.
I know.
Or it's literally not going to work. Even I forget.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because I'll be 100%. Like, oh, I'm good. I got here. But I forget to look back and go, how did you get there?
Right.
Who got you here?
Right.
Because you can start to think it's like just in you, but the formula never, ever changes. Like you have to go back to it.
100%. And every single level needs another formula.
Yep.
Right.
And new people. Like, I don't want to say like better than people, but people that are, maybe on their next level. Who've now done that journey.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, I'm always like, okay, I look around at a friend group and I'm like, they're freaking amazing, but they just haven't done this journey that I'm going to. So it's like, okay, maybe they know Costa Rica really well, but they don't know Europe.
Right.
So
seriously.
I need to go with those people for a while. Yeah. Like they're still so important, but you need to go with those people. So for you right now, what is something that you're personally like, really, what's this level of journey look like for you, and who do you need?
So I want to make a massive impact because iconic Holly is iconic. So the more I'm able to share my story and make that impact and share my voice, I think that will help me grow to my even more next level. Obviously coaches, like I have a coach in everything. Like anything that I want to be better at or anything that I want, I'll have a coach in that. Like sexuality, fitness, writing, like I have a coach in everything.
Okay.
Like,
that's awesome.
I'm obsessed.
Okay. And it has really helped you.
Yes.
Like in all those areas. So you
In
take
all those
that time
areas.
and you're like, I want to be, do you have them all at once, or what does everything look like right now?
Right. So typically, I ask myself, like, what do I need? What am I don't want to say struggling in, but what could I be better at?
Yeah.
And that's when I seek out a coach that might be in that.
Okay.
I'm definitely sort of, what is the word I want to say? I'm definitely kind of like at the top of this level.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to get to the next level, I definitely need bigger coaches, bigger mentors, people to take me there. Your mastermind.
Great. No, really. I mean, that's the story of my life.
Right.
And sometimes that gets really uncomfortable.
I know.
Because sometimes the more that there are levels that no matter what, you get comfortable in that level. And all of a sudden, I personally even find myself in a spot right now where I'm like, but I'm good.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I'm good. I'm so comfortable. I'm so sick of being uncomfortable, Holly.
Right. I know, baby. I know, honey.
I just want to chill for a minute, Holly.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with really loving how far you come.
Totally.
And I this came to me like as I was here. It's like, I want to say this in the podcast, like, don't forget to have fun too. Like, don't always, be working on yourself, because I did that for a long time. And, I was even talking about it all the time. And there's a time and a place. And sometimes you can just shut off and have freaking fun. Like the journey is still supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
So know that you want to go to the next level and pick times where you want to do the real work, but then pick some times where you want to have some fun.
Totally. I was just talking about this with, I'm not sure if you know who she is, but she just came on, Christelle Williams from Almost 30.
Yep.
And we were talking about how like, sometimes you can go so far down like this spiritual healing path that both her and I think went so far down it that sometimes you can start to reject it. You're like, I can't read another self-help book. Like I've read them all. I literally can't sit and meditate. Like nothing is happening.
Yep.
It's almost like everything good that used to come to you in visualizations and meditations and like that you used to get so like excited and turned on by, all of a sudden will shut off sometimes, because I think that is like God's way of being like, could you go like experience life
go
now?
out,
like stop learning about it, stop trying to heal, stop trying to figure it out, and like go. You actually need data. Like you need to go get out in the world and experience it.
Right. And you need research too, like, because then you find out how far along you are or not. Right.
Totally.
And just if it's uncomfortable, you just have fun, then go out and be an observer.
Right.
I
think fun is healing. I think fun is like figuring out how you can have fun again, especially I feel like stories like ours where you come from having your fun related to something that can be so harmful to yourself.
Right.
Because if it's like fun in the extremes, it's like I only found fun in the extremes and then trying to figure out how that translates into real life. Like how do we find that? So what feels fun to you now?
This feels fun. Connecting with people feels fun. Literally just walking on the beach without my phone feels fun. Like,
did you have a time where you thought that would never feel fun though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There was a time where everything involved alcohol. Like it wasn't necessarily getting wasted every time, but it was like, okay, we're walking to the beach bar, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And heck, it was glamorized. I mean, it was a model for 17 years. Like that's what I grew up into.
Yeah.
I didn't have a role model like myself or like you to be like, that's not exactly what you should be doing. It was completely glamorized to me. So that was the point. Do you get all dressed up and you go and you have some drinks? Like, so yes, what's fun for me now as iconic Holly, 40 years old, is not the same.
Totally.
Right.
So walks on beach, hanging out, traveling, connecting, probably creating.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you most excited about with this book, getting out into the world?
Oh, so I think a lot of people bought the book because they wanted to support me, which I thought was wonderful. Thank you, everyone who bought the book. But what I actually have been receiving is messages from people that read it and how powerful it was for them. And that is just a feeling that, one, I've never felt that powerful before, and just that it was all worth it. So the more I can help people really with this book, the better.
So you talk a lot about real estate in the book as
Yep.
well. Tell me a little bit about your real estate journey too, because I think there's so many people who are interested in it, but also what has that done for you? Because I feel like you have to learn so much. You have to be super confident. I think there's more involved than people even realize. So tell me about that journey.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me that because, real estate is a quite stressful business. I don't want to like affirm that. But
we've sold so many homes and like gone through it with our real estate agents. And I'm always like, you have the most insane
good. Thank you.
job. Insane from morning till night and trying to do it all looking graceful. And the things that people put their real estate agents through are next level. Yeah. It's outrageous.
It's outrageous.
Now go.
I mean, I do, again, these formulas and these steps that we have can be applied to anything. But when anybody sells their house, primarily a listing. So primarily a seller, not a buyer.
Got it.
Even the most amazing person, like the Dalai Lama, like will probably go through something during there. So you can't take it personally. Like they are going to be very emotional and you're just going to have to guide them through it.
Yep.
So that's been a great, tool that I've been able to take with me for other people. Like it's their emotions, not mine, So that's a big one. Don't take anything personal. But real estate for me was quite hard at the beginning. I mean, opening any business.
Was it for that reason? Was it for the people that it was quite hard? Like just the journey meaning like what comes at you from sellers?
That wasn't as hard as just like getting actual listings, getting actually buyers, people to take me seriously. And especially from the modeling world. I mean, I held on to this belief myself, but people aren't going to take me seriously. I was a model. I'm a dumb blonde. Like those things would, repeat in my mind. So of course I'm giving off that energy. So like it took me a while to get the plane off the ground for sure. And the shift was another identity shift. So I used to call myself the real estate queen of Muskoka.
I love it.
And I was going out like her. I was going to showings and videotaping me at these showings. I was going to other people's listings and I'm like, I'm the real estate queen of Muskoka. So again, I was saying it. I was writing it.
So you would literally say that.
Oh,
Did you feel crazy the first time you said it?
Yep.
And then you just put it out. You're like, this is what's going to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went on a podcast and it was a friend of mine who had just started a podcast. So I was like, what do I have to lose? Right. And he introduced me as that. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, this is sticking. And now some people still say that.
You guys, that is like such a takeaway from this is like anyone who has a title like that created it for themselves.
Right.
Their friend did not start saying that. Like they said it and then they were like, repeat after me.
Usually the nicknames you're given aren't that iconic.
There's like a Seinfeld about this where he tried to get a nickname to stick.
Yeah, he did.
T-Bone, but then he was something else.
Yeah.
But okay, you talk a lot, or you talk about needing to stay somewhat delusional in order to become the person that you want to be. So for you, tell me what that means to like need to stay somewhat delusional. Am I
right?
As many of you know, Chris and I run entrepreneurial masterminds, which means we not only run our own businesses, which we have multiple of, and our personal brands, but we also get to be inside of hundreds of entrepreneurial businesses a year, if not thousands, with our online businesses as well. So with that, we totally understand that all of us are facing so many challenges, whether it's AI or inflation or political decisions. So many things feel out of your control. And that's why growing your business is the only way forward. It's so important to grow, especially your email list, you guys. And Constant Contact's award-winning marketing platform is here to make marketing way easier and way more effective for a small business like yours. The best part, you don't need to know anything about marketing. Your struggle with expensive, slow, and unmeasurable marketing is over. With their all-in-one platform, you can create and manage attention-grabbing campaigns in just a few clicks. Email, text, social media, events, landing pages, you name it, it's all in one place. No more juggling dozens of different tools. You also get automated sending, real-time reporting, and tools that actually help drive sales. So you're not just marketing your business, you're growing it. And if you ever get stuck, friendly phone support is included with every plan. That's why over 500,000 small businesses trust Constant Contact to stay connected, top of mind, and ahead of the competition. Constant Contact, helping the small stand tall. You guys, I'm so glad I found Constant Contact and can't wait to get started. Get a free 30-day trial when you go to constantcontact.com. Try Constant Contact free for 30 days at constantcontact.com, constantcontact.com. I just got back from speaking at a friend's event in Canada, and while we were there, it was the perfect time to catch up with friends and also meet a bunch of new friends that we haven't gotten to spend any time with yet. So we got to have some amazing experiences. Like, you guys, listen to this. We got to drive supercars all through the country, and Chris got to drive his ultimate dream car. And if you don't know, I'm a huge wake surfer. So we got to do that, which is one of my favorite activities. And also my other favorite activity, which is catching up over dinners at our friends' homes. And the conversations were so incredible when you meet like-minded people. I think that was my favorite part. But when Chris and I are traveling like this for work and making memories, we love the idea of someone else getting to enjoy our properties, to catch up with friends and make their own special memories like the ones that we had while we make a little extra cash. And now Airbnb has a co-host network that can help with hosting details for you. With the co-host network, you can hire quality local co-hosts to support you with everything from creating your listing to managing reservations, messaging guests, and more. Find a co-host at airbnb.com/host.
So that kind of goes back just like how it feels uncomfortable. So regular Holly is, was still there, but iconic Holly was the vision. So, regular Holly still sees, in the 3D world, things that like her bank account ain't iconic. Let's be real.
Okay, let's catch up.
Things that you see aren't necessarily reflective of the iconic Holly. I mean, it's either you're delusional about it or you're going to be affected by it. And regular Holly is affected by it, but iconic Holly is not affected by it. So the delusion is basically, that visualization of that person, like I'm walking in as the iconic Holly, even though she may not be the one sitting in this chair, right? And it's also just that huge piece of faith. Like delusion and faith is the recipe.
I fully believe in being delusional and that you actually have to be. And sometimes I forget that I actually have to crank it up sometimes. And what I mean by that is like, even to have started Glowsy, because it's a CPG company, for some people, they're like, oh, but you were successful. I was successful in a totally different world. And I know, even jumping from, being an amazing model for as many years as you were to then going into real estate, I'm sure some people were like, you're going to crush it in anything. No, real estate is a completely different world, having to deal with completely different people and like very high. I think it's one of the most high stress jobs that are out there. So it's like, you have to believe that you're capable of something, even when your brain is like, I don't know what I'm doing. Right. I have no clue how this is going to work. Right. I actually, if you want to know what most of my thoughts were in the beginning, I was like, I'm going to fail. Right. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this, but there was just a higher part of myself. So that delusion, it's like, how do you try to keep feeding the delusion?
Yeah. Well, again, the same type of things. Like I would write it down. I would think about, what that delusional Holly, what that iconic Holly would do.
Do you journal every day?
I journal every day.
Do you journal, like, does that look like your future life? Is it like talking to yourself that day? What are some of the journal prompts?
there's different things. Like today I woke up and I put like, today's going to be amazing because I'm amazing and I'm supposed to be here. So it just depends. Like sometimes it's a little lighter. Sometimes it's like, okay, this is how the past Holly's thinking. So we're going to get this down and then we're going to get rid of it. And then we're going to come back and we're going to think like from the real end. Yeah. Right. I do a lot of gratitude, like, Bob Proctor, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this, and this that hasn't happened yet. So I do a lot of that. That feels good. The whole idea of journaling, mirror work, affirmations, all of that stuff, visualizations, meditation, the whole idea is to get you in that state and that feeling that it is possible, or at very least to feel better about that becoming a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole idea. So whatever those tools or modalities might be for you, the whole idea of them is to make you feel like it's possible.
Mm. Did I read that you like to lead retreats? Like, do you? Tell me about where that, like, tell me about when your first one happened. Like, how did you know you wanted to do it? And then tell me about leading up to the first one.
Right. So I've never done my own retreat,
Okay.
But I love retreats as it is.
Okay.
So I love going to places for a purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And connecting and seeing who you really are and seeing what you're made of and just being around other people that want that too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just a guest at most of them.
Okay.
And now I do my guided visualization. Now I do whatever they might need in it. So I do a speech, so now I'm there not just as a guest now I'm there as an instructor, if you will.
Oh, nice. Do you think you ever want to do your own? Like, what is, let's just go 3 years. Cause we know that you can jump timelines.
I'm walking out of here.
You can go fast. What does 3 years from now look like?
3 years from now, I will have another book. I will be back on this podcast.
Okay, great. We love this timeline.
Right. It'll be uber iconic. I will be speaking on a lot of stages. I love speaking on stages. That's a big one for me. I do not see myself running a retreat, but I definitely see myself helping somebody elevate it or being, more of a role in it.
Yep.
And just continuing to grow my real estate business. I want a double digit, which I haven't got yet in Muskoka. I just got a $6 million one on Lake Joe. Plug. But just continuing to elevate that Holly, that real estate Holly, the speaker Holly, the writer Holly, and just the overall Holly.
How has that looked growing your real estate career? Because, you start at zero and now you're where you just mentioned, which is phenomenal. It's so exciting. Tell me what that journey looked like. Just how did you start getting those bigger listings?
Yep. Oddly enough, it was social media. Yeah. So where I live is Muskoka. So it's basically the Hamptons of the North. So a lot of people from Toronto or surrounding areas have cottages there, which also gave me the opportunity to be one of the agents or the go-to agents for referrals. So I would just post all the time. This cottage is worth this. This cottage is worth this. This is what's on the market. So people saw me.
And people in your area weren't necessarily doing that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I was the first in that kind to do that. Now people are stepping up a little bit more, but yes, I was the first one. So, and because I was from Toronto, people were like, oh, okay, well, I've always loved a cottage. And like, I was, dangling the carrot in people's faces. Right. And then of course I would go to all these real estate conventions and I would say, I'm the real estate queen of Muskoka. Like I'm the one you call. So they would have clients, they would have referrals, other family members. So it just got to the point where it was like, everyone believed me.
Because you would go in with confidence.
Right.
That's what I want people to hear is like, you didn't go to this thing and just sit back and be like, here's my card. Give me a call if you're ever in the market. You were like, call me if you need something, we'll get it done. Like that very specific closing language. Tell me what that closing language looks like. Yeah.
Well, before that, even just to add to yours, like before I went in, I'm like, I am going in there and I'm leaving with 3 clients.
So you set the intention.
I would set the intention.
Which, by the way, guys, she set an intention before this podcast out loud.
It's true.
Yeah, which is great. So you're setting the intention. Okay.
Right. Because that helps you move differently in a different frequency.
You make a plan.
Yeah. Yeah. So the closing, I'm more of a relationship based because the closing looks different every time. Right. So my biggest thing is figure out what their pain is so I can give them the solution.
Okay.
Right. So that looks different every time.
Okay. So what does that look like when you're in a room though? I know it's different every time, but can you give an example of
course.
Something?
So, the Muskoka solution is, more quality time with your family, a chance to breathe, a chance to feel good, better sleep, more healthy fun. So those types of buzzwords for Muskoka.
So you just know, I'm going to figure out what they respond to.
Yeah.
And you walk in with that and you're going to go with your 3 clients.
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy to me how so many people will walk in somewhere without an intention. I get it. I did it too.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you have to, right? But then just
at least you're going.
Yeah, at least you're going. And sometimes that's the most important thing. So for you, when you're going to, what do you have left on this California trip?
This is actually it.
Okay.
So this is my last podcast. So tonight we're going to the Polo Lounge and I'm just going to celebrate. Mind you, I'm still in my iconic author bestseller mode.
Yeah.
So who knows who I'm going to meet? And I'm actually setting the tension. I wrote this down today. I'm like, I am going to meet 3 extremely famous people that I can give my book to because I have 3 books left.
Oh, this is perfect.
Right. I wrote this down. I'm also going to meet my soulmate.
This is going to happen tonight. This is all happening tonight.
All happening tonight.
If this all happens tonight, I mean, it's documented and it's about to go on air. So,
well, I will have to say that whenever I say something on a podcast, it actually does come true.
Do you want to say more? We've got time.
That's a lot. That's a tall order.
You better go read your journal. Okay, so I'm going to meet my soulmate. 3 books.
3 books to famous people that would love this book and then pass it on. And I'm also going to get a whole bunch of content because that's just beautiful. And like you said, this is my LA book tour. So California book tour. So
we got to use it.
I got to use it. Right. Mm-hmm. And then I think tomorrow before I go home, I'm going to do, hike Runyon and just sort of like thank this entire trip and just leave as iconic Holly.
What do you want to leave everyone with today? What else would you like to add?
Yes. I would love to add to everybody that anything is possible. I realize that that's been said before, but anything is possible. You're not going to know how to do it at first. But if you believe that you're a best-selling author, if you believe that you're the #1 podcast host, then you walk like that, you talk like that, and you think like that, and it will happen.
I love that so much. This was such a good reminder. It's the simple, small things that create the biggest change, but just like hammering that home and really making it a part of your life. And I mean, out of all the people that I've interviewed, they have not come in truly with it. She came in with her cards, with her intentions. You are a walking like intention setting toolkit is with you all of the time. And it's incredible because you're creating it and it's happening. And I'm so excited for you. And congratulations on your book. I started reading it. It's so great. And you guys, if you want to go and grab a copy, where can we get it?
Amazon.
Yep. Go straight to Amazon. We're linking everything up for you guys below. And where can we find you online?
Holly Carroll, Instagram.
Amazing. So we're also putting that in the show notes too. And Holly, thank you so much for coming on. It was so much fun.
Thank you.
And you guys, if you have a friend that you want to share this with or who would love this podcast, please share it with them. And until next time, earn your happy. Bye, everyone.